Black girl denied VIP seats for a white passenger. One call to CEO Dad and the entire crew is fired. Where are you watching from? Type your city in the comments. You might just get a shout out in the next video. If you're a cat lover, hit like. If you're a dog lover, drop a comment. Let's see who wins. And if you love pets in general, hit like and subscribe for some good luck today. 12-year-old Zuri Dalton stood in front of gate B17, her heart thumping with the excitement only a first-class ticket could bring. Her braided hair was tied with tiny blue bands that clicked as she moved. Her boarding pass trembled slightly in her hand, not because she was afraid, but because this was more than just a flight. It was a promise from her dad. You're growing up, kid. Let the world see you shine. And today, the world would. She adjusted the strap on her lavender backpack and walked confidently toward the gate. The agent at the counter, a woman with a crisp navy uniform and a tighter smile, glanced at her, then quickly looked past her as if she were invisible. Zuri stepped up to the counter, holding up her pass with a smile. "Hi. I'm in seat 2A. The woman looked down. Paused. Then her lips curved into a smile that didn't reach her eyes. "Oh, sweetie. There's been a change." Zuri tilted her head. "What kind of change?" "You've been reassigned. We had an upgrade request come in for a loyal flyer. You'll still be on the plane, of course. It's just, you'll be in the back now." Zuri's stomach dropped. She looked down at the white and gold ticket her father had printed for her that morning. "But, this is my seat. My dad, he booked first class. It's my birthday trip." The agent's tone sharpened. "We understand, but these things happen. If you could just step aside for a moment." A tall, elegant white woman in her early 50s strutted up to the counter in heels that clicked like punctuation. A Louis Vuitton bag dangled from her wrist, and the air around her smelled like expensive entitlement. "Is everything ready?" she asked, barely glancing at Zuri. The agent brightened. "Yes, Mrs. Langford. You'll be seated in 2A today. Thank you for your patience." Zuri stared. Her voice was quieter this time. "That was my seat." Mrs. Langford turned, eyes icy. "Well, I'm sure Coach is just lovely, darling." The agent forced another smile. "Boarding begins in 10 minutes. Please step aside." Zuri didn't move. Not out of defiance, but because she didn't understand how this could happen. This wasn't a mix-up. She wasn't mistaken. She was being pushed. She stepped back slowly, blinking, then walked toward a bench near the window. She sat down and pulled out her phone. Her fingers moved without hesitation. "Zuri, Dad, they moved me out of first class. Gave my seat to someone else. A white woman." She walked in and they handed it to her. She hit send. The response came less than 30 seconds later. "Dad, who? Airline. Gate number. Agent name." She sent it all. And then, silence. She could almost feel the quiet power of her father at work. Marcus Dalton wasn't just any CEO. He was the CEO. A former coder turned tech mogul, now one of the most powerful black executives in the country. But none of that mattered now. Because at this moment, he was a father. And someone had just humiliated his daughter. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't call his assistant. He made one direct call, to the chairman of the airline. 10 minutes passed. Zuri sat still. Around her, passengers began to line up. First class was called. She wasn't. Then suddenly, the gate agent's voice stuttered on the loudspeaker. Passengers, there's been a slight delay in boarding. Please remain seated." The murmurs began. 3 men in suits approached the gate, flashing badges. Not security. Not TSA. Corporate. Zuri watched as they marched straight to the counter and asked one question. "Who reassigned seat 2A?" The agent's face drained of color. I thought there was a loyalty request." "You removed a minor from her paid seat. For what reason?" She didn't look like." Her mouth clamped shut, realizing her words were digging the grave deeper. The man didn't blink. "You're relieved." "Immediately. Hand over your badge." The woman stammered, "This isn't. We'll escort you out." "No. Passengers nearby had turned. Phones lifted. Recordings began. Zuri watched in silence as the woman was escorted away from the counter, her expression flickering between confusion and fear. Mrs. Langford stood nearby, clutching her bag. "What's going on here?" she demanded. The executive turned to her. "Ma'am, your seat assignment has been revoked. You're being rebooked on the next flight." She gasped. "Do you know who I am?" He gave her a cold smile. "Do you know who she is?" The first-class doors reopened. Zuri's name was called, this time with respect. She stepped forward, and the same executive who removed the gate agent gently guided her to her seat. "Miss Dalton," he said quietly, "on behalf of the entire company, we failed you. It won't happen again." Zuri nodded, her voice steady. "It's not just about me. What if I wasn't somebody's daughter?" The man didn't answer, because he knew she was right. The next morning, headlines exploded. Airline crew fired after denying first-class seat to black girl for white passenger. CEO Marcus Dalton demands accountability after daughter's discrimination incident. "This isn't just about my daughter," Dalton says. "It's about every child who's told they don't belong." And below it, a picture of Zuri boarding the plane, head held high, dignity unshaken. At school the next week, classmates whispered her name like legend. Teachers pulled her aside, quietly proud. But Zuri never bragged. She didn't need to, because deep down, she knew that moment wasn't just a fight for herself. It was a stand for every little girl who would one day walk through a gate and expect to be seen. Not because of who her father was, but because she mattered. Moral of the story. Sometimes, justice doesn't arrive with fury. It comes with quiet courage, a powerful voice, and the unshakable truth that every human being deserves dignity. You don't need power to be seen. You need belief, in yourself, in what's right, and in never letting silence speak louder than your worth.